Hi, comic book fans, and welcome to another suddenlycomics.com video. I'm sorry the sun is just setting and coming in my window and disturbing the picture quality. It's a Monday night. It's the price variance, and Alan has been looking through the top Silver Age sales on Heritage for last week. We did some on Alan's channel, and they were really quite interesting ones. Alan gets the interesting ones. I get the repeats, and you'll see what I mean. You'll see what
You'll see. This is actually more interesting. You'll find it more interesting. This is better. This is way better.
I haven't got a Flintstones Halloween issue. Right. So here we go. I'm going to show my screen and let's have a look at the first one. It's not that one. That would be too interesting for my show. So we'll have this one. Oh, this is not bad. This is Tales to Astonish, number 44. Alan, I've got this. Do you know where I got it from?
I think there was a really great guy that gave this to you,
Well,
that traded with you.
He traded it with me, yes. So I do have this in fairly low grade, but at least I have it. I don't.
Did you get it slabbed?
No, I haven't got it slabbed. It's too low grade. It's I like to grade them a bit higher grade, but it's
A bit higher.
yeah.
I love this book, by the way. Actually, I think it's
appearance of the Wasp.
Yeah, I like my female characters, and I think this is a cool. I like the fact that she's on the cover. You know, there's something sexy about the Wasp. You know, she has that bit of that sci-fi look to her. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Have you watched the new the Boys spin-off on Prime yet?
Yes. Gen V.
Yeah. There's a character a bit like the Wasp in that.
Which character?
The girl who can shrink herself.
You think she's like the Wasp?
Well, she goes small, doesn't she?
I know she goes small and she can go big and it's whether or not she pukes. I
Yeah.
think that's actually a kind of a cool uh talent or whatever. I'm not sure what you'd call it. So a little bit different. I would say a little bit different, but yeah, it's the shrinking part, I guess.
Yeah. Anyway, first appearance of the Wasp, 8 point, really nice.
Very high grade.
Very high grade. This is hard. I would imagine this is one of the highest grades. I don't know. I haven't checked this one yet. Here we go. 3,360 for an 8.5. Sounds cheap.
Sounds cheap to me too, actually.
Right. Let's have a look.
And the Wasp, to me, is like, second tier character. So only a 1,500 on the census or something like that. Wow.
Low. Yeah. Oh, even lower than that. 1,200.
1,200. Okay, I didn't see the number correctly.
Down a bit, Alan, but it's not a disaster.
Actually, not too bad. So I didn't trade you when it was at peaking or anything like that. So that's good.
It did peak at $8,000.
When did it peak though?
July 18.
July 2018?
Yeah.
So pre-COVID, it peaked.
Yeah.
So you know why? I think that's when the Ant-Man and the Wasp movie came out.
Probably. Yes, right. Yes, of course. Yeah. Yeah,
I mean, the Wasp was kind of a major character. She was in Endgame. She was in like a bunch of things, right?
Yeah, well, she's been in a few. Yeah. The problem is with this comic, though, Alan, at that price there, it's the same price it was at in 2016. So you've held this for 7 years, and it's done now.
Yeah, it's done okay. I would say not bad. Like it's held its value, I guess would be the best way to say it.
That's how, yes, it's flat. Yeah.
Yeah. Which is strange. This one I think is actually undervalued. I think this is maybe a good book to pick up.
Yeah. Are they going to use the Wasp a lot more?
I think she's it seemed like they were setting up like a female Avengers team.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
So yeah, like it'd be her, She-Hulk, what's the female rope, like female Iron Man. There's a couple. They seem to have like a Riri Williams and Shiri and
Miss Marvel.
They got a bunch they could use as a female team.
Yeah, what's it called? There's a comic with them, isn't it? Femme Force, I think.
Was it called is it?
No, it was called
what?
A1 or something.
A Force. A Force.
A Force, that's it.
Yeah. So yeah. So I don't know. I thought this was a cool book, cool sale.
Yeah, yeah, not bad. Okay, what do we got next?
Now
Oh,
this is where you start complaining about me.
yeah. Well, we've
Okay.
had this book about 5 times on the show.
But the reason I put this one on, okay, so this is to me, this is the entry level version of this book you can get.
It's a 2-0.
So this is the no, this is a 1.0. It's a
Oh, no.
fair, which is a 1.0,
Oh, okay.
and it's ungraded. So if you think about it, that's the lowest you can get into this book because once it's graded, it's going to be a little bit more.
Yeah.
This is the it's a complete copy,
Well, sort of. I mean, it's missing a bit of.
sort of. It's really beaten up. Actually, one of the things with these really low grades when it's like this and it's got like a really mangled spine, sometimes you actually don't even like even though it's a complete book, you still don't get the 1.0, you get the 0.5.
Yeah.
And that can be, that's like another
Depends what's missing
level down.
because there's quite a lot of that cover missing.
Yeah. I mean, this is really beat up. It's a really beat up copy.
Uh,
At least the main image is strong though, of Thor.
yeah. Yeah.
So, but okay,
The edge
but
is missing. The middle bit's okay, I suppose.
yeah, the reason I like this one, just as a one to have on the list, um, it's 2,400, okay,
Yeah.
and it's that sets up the per point value. So if you say, okay, a 1.0 sells for 2,400, a 2.0 would sell for 4,800,
Yeah.
and so forth, right? You get
Let's see
your
if
kind of
you're
point
right.
system.
Let's see if you're right. So we
So
want.
yeah, the 1.0, and I think it's probably down. Yeah,
It's down, yes.
but it's back onto the trend line. It looks like.
No, because that one on there, that because that one's ungraded, we looked at. So the graded copy of 1.0 it was 3,000. So that's 2,400. So how much do you knock off for not being graded, Alan?
Usually 20%
Yeah, so 20% off 3,000 is 600. Yeah, so
is 2,400.
it's
Yeah,
spot on. Yeah, yeah.
yeah. So it's about right on. It's right on that trend line. Um, and the peak on this book was what?
8,154.
Wow, that's a crazy, crazy high level for this book. For a 1.0, just wow. Um, yeah. I mean that this is an entry level book. What I always notice is that the and this might not be true in this case because this is down like like 80% or something
Yeah,
crazy.
yeah.
Um, was that the lower grade books actually didn't get hurt as much, but this one seems to be as hurt.
Right, I'm going to test your theory now. So a 2.0
But
is 6,000 then.
yeah, 2.0 should be 6,000. Let's see if I'm right. The
Not
per point.
no, the last one sold for 425 4250.
Okay. So not quite. So you get a bit of that not price compression, but the entry level books go for a little bit more than they should. You know what I mean? Like at the super, super high end, you get a bit,
Oh, three
3 goes for what?
for less than the two.
Oh
Uh,
wow.
4363 last sale.
Wow.
Crazy. So somebody's picked up a 3.0 for 4.3. It's somebody, and it's the 1.0's only is worth a 3. So this is interesting.
Okay, what does the 4 go for? Let's see that. Maybe we can get a bit of a pattern
Oh,
here.
look at how bad that 4 that 3.0 is.
Just getting killed.
Oh, yeah. So probably that 1.0 has performed better than the higher grades.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean they really corrected. I mean that's like it's
I don't.
almost like a cliff.
That hasn't finished yet, has it? That's
No.
still being falling.
And what is it? It's at 11,000 fair market value, they say.
Well, yeah, but it's a way off, isn't it, from the last sales?
What was the last sale? 7,000.
Eight.
Wow. So see, the 1.0 did perform better.
It has, yeah, and it's helped because it's at 3,000. You'd expect this to be 12, and it's 7.8.
You know what I always found, like any like 5.0 down, like those kind of lower mid-grade and lower, they you'll notice a lot of, usually around 2, 3, and 4. There's usually a lot of price compression around those grades, and then after a 6, it jumps up. Like I find that these Silver Age books kind of jump up kind of significantly.
So we should expect 7.0 to be around 20,000 then.
Yeah, I think that's probably a good guess.
There you go, not far off. Yeah, oh, it's actually more than that. You're right. So there's some price compression at the lower levels, but once you get to 7.0, it's beating your
Yeah.
point thing.
Yeah, and then you'll see that progressively as it goes higher. Like, especially in the 9s, it gets really like there's literal jumps in value for each point.
Oh, yeah, there you go. There's the 9. Hasn't come down at all.
Yeah, that's a really solid one, actually.
Yeah, last sale 105,000.
105,000. Wow. And then a 9.2 or like a 9.4 would probably be like 200,000 or something like that. Probably a 9.4 would be 200,000.
Yeah,
Or
lost
even more.
351,000. Yeah, so
It's almost double. It's doubling every point.
yeah,
You know,
yeah.
it's
We got how many of those are there though? This is there's 11.
and there is no 9.8.
No 9.8.
So the 9.4 is like a
You're never going to
9.6,
get that
really.
9.6. It's locked in a vault somewhere.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
the best you're going to hope for is a 9.4.
And that's why it goes for crazy money.
Yeah.
But yeah. So I don't know, but this one, the reason I put this one on the list is to see that kind of change in the price. You know, like how those really low grades kind of, there's just enough people that want the book just in any form.
Yeah.
That they'll bring up the price a little bit.
Yeah.
And you'll get that kind of weird 1.0s, and even 0.5s can sell for crazy prices.
Okay, so that was a good discussion about Journey into Mystery 83. I wonder what we've got next, Alan.
I wonder what the next one is.
It's Journey into Mystery 83.
But it sold for 9,000.
It did. And this one
So
is,
remember how we were saying, oh, look, the 4 is selling for 7,000 something. This is a strong sale.
I think this is a strong sale. Hang on. Yeah.
Yeah, see, I put cool things on the list. You gotta appreciate it.
And this is actually this 3.5 point has done pretty well on the trend, hasn't it? So if you say
Yeah, it's actually a strong one.
it is strong, yeah, that is strong.
And this also shows you, how much grading really does secure the price.
Yeah. And that 3.5 almost meets your $3,000 a point thing, doesn't it?
Yeah. So that's the kind of cool thing about this.
Yeah. So the grades to have got here are the 1.0 or the 3.5 for some reason.
What?
The grades to bought here are the 1.0, the 3,
and the 3.5. So the 3.5. Yeah, I've actually seen this before. I don't know why, and I've seen this on other books, and I don't know why it is the case. But I've seen 3.5s actually sell higher consistently than 4.0s.
Yeah,
and I'm not even sure why. I mean, it's a lower grade. It's the weirdest thing.
Fine, but sometimes it's about the quality of the. You do get this strange thing with.
I mean, this is a really sharp looking. This is a beautiful 3.5.
I mean, we've seen a lot of these, Alan, on this show. I have to say that is a pretty good looking comic.
Believe it or not, like if you look at this, maybe there's that one big long crease. There's actually one that goes down the middle as well.
A couple of
and up there. But the colors on this one are super sharp.
Colors are excellent. I think that's what's giving it a good price. Really colors.
I mean, when you're not zoomed in, you don't even see those lines.
No, when you're not zoomed in, you go, "Why is this a 3.5?"
Yeah, it looks like a 9. It's really pretty. But then, yeah, zoom in, you see those massive lines. Um, yeah, it's just I think people were, they saw the way it presents and they went for it, right?
Yeah, yeah, I think so. Right. I forgot. It's not Journey into Mystery again, is it, Alan?
No more journeys into mystery.
Right.
Okay, but we were going to look at the Hulk a couple
This
times.
is even worse than the.
This is another like entry level book. It's a 1.0 again, and it is horrid looking. The other one was bad, but this is worse, I would say.
This is worse than the Journey into.
Yeah, it looks like somebody set their coffee or something right on.
More of the front page is intact, but it is so horrible down here.
Yeah, it looks pretty rough.
It's got, I don't know what's happened to it. Right. So fairly horrible copy of Hulk 1.
Ungraded as well.
But he's paid $6,300 for it. I mean, that is completely mad, isn't it?
Well, that's what I'm saying. These entry level books generally go for more than what you'd expect,
Not even
and
graded.
and it's ungraded.
How do you know it's going to get a 1.0? It might get a 0.5. I don't know.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I mean, it could get a 1.5, but I don't know. That'd be stretching it on this one. It's pretty rough.
1.0, 6,000. That's got to be high, surely.
I mean, Hulk 1 is a pretty hard book to get, to tell you the truth.
Well, it's back to here. It's away from that peak, and it's still on a reasonable trend. It's still a
So what was the last graded sale?
10,000.
Okay, so we do the 20%, and it should have sold for 8,000.
Yeah, but it's horrible.
It is horrible.
I mean, nobody in their right mind would go, "Oh, here's $8,000. Can I have that really horrible tatty comic?"
Well, it is Hulk 1. So
Not even green.
well, he's not green, and he's only green in number 2. Um, so yeah, I mean, this is pretty rough. But actually, somebody got a steal on this one, I would say.
No,
They probably should have paid like 8,000-9,000.
no, you can't convince me. Well, I suppose so. If the graded one sells for 10,000, you just got to take that, spend a few $100s on it, and you've got it graded. Yeah.
Yeah, well, it's actually, it's always 2% of the price, and then the grading fees. It's like it adds up. It adds up. That's why, and you're also paying for that risk, right? So I always say 20% is a good rule of thumb.
Hmm. Okay, somebody got a deal, believe it or not. Somebody got a deal.
Mhm.
Believe it or not, we are telling you that the
Somebody got a deal, which a very expensive deal.
300 American dollars on this bit of tatty paper got a good deal.
Yeah. And if they can clean it in some way that can make it look a little more presentable, maybe they can get that 1.5.
Yeah, maybe. Right.
I doubt it.
Alan.
Okay, the
Oh,
last one.
Hulk #1.
And actually, this is on for 2 reasons. It's a restored copy.
Yeah.
And it's like it looks like it was left out in the sun a little bit. It's very faded.
The color's almost complete.
Colors are horrible on it. So it's doubly bad because it's restored and it has this weird color issue.
$16,000 for it. Right. So let's say origin and first appearance of the Hulk. What does it say? Restoration includes small amount of color touch on the cover. That's it.
Yeah. So it's a C1, which is the amateur and lowest level of restoration.
Yeah, my guess is somebody's run a Sharpie over this black bit here.
Yeah, probably. That's usually with these Hulk ones, that's usually what they do. They anytime you get the black cover, you just Sharpie will make it look perfect. But yeah. So first appearance of the Hulk, restored copy.
I prefer it to that horrible 1.0.
Yeah.
But not much.
Yeah, it's not a great cover. Like because it's like, as I said, it's sun faded or something.
Yeah. mean, poor old General Ross and what's this woman called?
Betty
Ross.
Ross. Yeah,
They've got to be completely bleached.
yeah,
Right. Okay. Unbelievably, this fairly horrible comic sold for $16,800.
yeah.
Which would I prefer? This five.
Okay, now I'm gonna try to do a guess here, by the way.
Okay.
Okay.
Right.
Usually if it's restored and in that sort of 5.5 range,
Yeah.
it usually goes for about 40% of the blue label.
All right.
Okay. And that's without this fading thing. So I'd say it's going to go for around 30 to 40% of the blue label.
Which is
Okay.
which is what? Oh, we're gonna get you that.
We don't know. I don't know. We'll find out.
Right. Well, this hasn't done badly. That
Yeah.
sale, that sale is almost equal to the record sale.
Yeah.
Hasn't had a huge COVID dip effect.
Well, that was another thing I noticed. Low grades and restored books generally actually perform better. It's the weirdest thing
Yeah.
because you can almost see restored books as entry level books. People just want to get in it and they think that they're getting a nice book because it presents well. Well, this one not so
You
much,
are
but
right, Alan. Then a unrestored grade 5.5 should be $40,000.
yep, that'd be my guess.
Right, let's have a look. See how clever
I
Alan.
would say 40 to 50, 40, maybe even 50,000.
He's edging his bets now.
Oh well, I have to.
Oh, you're wrong. 34. So that restored copy is way more than 40%. It's over 50%.
Oh yeah, that's actually really strong.
Yeah.
So that's a strong sale for it. So yeah. So
Yeah, because this has been affected by COVID blip.
you see the big drop.
Whereas the restored one,
Really hasn't been.
interesting.
Yeah.
Right.
See?
So what you've learned this week, guys, is you need to buy Flintstone horror covers, issues numbered 181, and restored comics, not unrestored ones.
hmm
They're
Yeah.
very strange.
Yeah. I know. I thought, I like showing something different and new where people learn something. This is, useful things. So if you could find the ultimate book would be a Flintstones 181
Yeah,
restored copy.
restored 5.5. Unfortunately, I don't think Flintstone ran to issue 180.
No, it didn't. It didn't. But wouldn't that be great?
Yeah, that would be
Be
great.
worth $1 million.
That would be the investor's dream based on today's analysis.
Yeah. Yeah.
You see how useful it is to watch the price variance. You get these
Exactly.
books to go and look for that don't exist.
So yeah, I don't know. I thought it was cool. I like those. I like seeing that comparative. I just
Yeah.
that's my thing.
Well, that was very good. Alan got to show 5 books. I got to show 3.
Next week I'll get you to show just one. Okay,
I know what
you're
you're going
getting
to do next
getting
week.
trimmed
I'm
down.
going to get Amazing Fantasy 15 and a 0.5, a 1, a 1.5, a 2, and a 2.5. You're going to do that to me one week. I know. Right.
Bro, that would be funny. I'll do that just as a if maybe for April 1st. Like if we have an April 1st show, that'd be the cool way to do it.
Right. Okay. Thanks for watching. That's your lot. See ya again next week.